I was going to publish my letter to United Airlines, which I wrote to them a year or so ago, to every single board member, handwritten. Never got a reply from them on something that happened with my daughter when she was 8 months pregnant. Same kind of thing. She was at the Newark airport on the way back to San Francisco, having left Florida, and on a change of plane they bumped her on the flight, and she could not get her bag, and she had a 2-year-old with her also, and she paid full fare, incidentally. This is not a budget fare. Round trip to Humboldt, which is Arcata, California. Now, from San Francisco to Arcata, 1-hour flight United Express is $350 each way plus the bag. So I had a lot of money invested in all this. Anyway, that's beside the point. So she's got a 2-year-old with her. You have to pay for him because he's 2 years old now. And I wrote to them and I said, you know, what kind of behavior do you have? And they sent me on to, somebody answered in the Philippines. They had me fax to somebody in Texas to explain it all. I wrote to every one of them and I said, look, you guys are ridiculous. What happened to the days when you had that cripple that would move out onto the United Airlines platform on the Jerry Lewis Telethon? And we would give him money because he was a wonderful man and he was crippled. He was in a chair. And it was the Friendly Skies of United. Now you're merging with that other dirtbag airline, Continental, because that's another one with Phil Buffoon. He was the guy. See, this airline industry is corrupt. It has been ever since deregulation. Now you're noticing it. Now you're going to come to the conclusion that I have been talking about for a couple of years on the air everywhere, and that is this. You pay to, first of all, you're doing all the work of everybody. You go online and you book a flight. So you're the booker of the flight. You're not a travel agent. You pay for, you carry your bag. So now you're the baggage clerk. You bring food. You're the caterer. You've done everything. The next thing you're going to have you fuel the plane. So here's what's happened. That seat that you bought, which is always sold out because of all of these other gypsy guys that sell the space for the airline, now that every flight is filled and you have to carry on your own bag and pay for the ones you don't carry on, you have become a victim of a very expensive seat. Now that seat has a value on it. There's no leg room. They charge more for leg room. Some of them, and especially United, they don't have TVs on a lot of them or free Wi-Fi. So you sit there and you're a victim. That seat has a value. You paid a lot. You had to go through security. You had to go through all their crap to get through security, so that you fought to get that seat. You fought for it. So look at the guy's point of view. He fought for that seat, and you know, by the time you go through all of these machinations to get a seat on an airplane and you sit down, you don't want anybody taking your seat from you. That's exactly the story. They have pushed us to the edge. And you know, if you don't believe this story, then try flying the Friendly Skies of United yourself. So now their stock went down. Nobody answered my letter. They never, you know, they wanted to give me a $50 certificate on something that I paid $50 for 2 bags just for one trip. Come on. These guys are unbelievable. So they have to change. And they made billions of dollars profit. It started with American Airlines not giving you peanuts. And so I had a flight on Delta. It was great. I'll tell you, they fed me. And they're the most profitable airline right now. And I'm a JetBlue guy, True Blue. You gotta know that there's a game that goes on that needs to change. It's got to change. It starts with the Congress. The Congress that is in charge of the FDA, the FAA, the FCC, the FTD. Those are the flower guys. You know, they're in charge of everything. The Congress is what's corrupt. They take payola. It's called lobbying. They got to go. I want the same benefits they have. I want a lifetime health care, retirement plans like they have. Health plans they have are stunning. I mean, come on. And what makes him any different than me? An election. So I have my thoughts about it, and I'm sharing them with you now. And that's exactly the truth. If you don't like this video or you don't like what I'm saying to you, then tell me about it. You can watch me and hear me on SundayNightLive.com. SundayNightLive.com. All right? And this is a serious Reynolds rap.